Well, here we are. Prime 4 isn't just a fairy tale anymore. We've seen it, watched it, smelled it with our own two hands. And I, viewer, am here, as a literally who internetman, to blab to you about it. Metroid Prime is my favorite series of games ever made, and I'd like to think I know quite a damn lot about them. I was originally going to do a trailer analysis, fawning, marveling at all the sights, all that stuff, but you've probably already watched about 40 of those analyses, and I doubt I'm going to mention anything that nobody else has. So let's just get to the meat and potatoes, and talk about the things we might know about this game. Also, shoutouts to Seregoss for letting me use their music. They're great, check them out. Kensuke Tanabe, a man very important to the Prime series and its longtime producer, has given his thoughts on ideas for a fourth Prime game a few times over the years. All the way back in 2009, Tanabe was already thinking about future Prime games right after the release of the Metroid Prime Trilogy collection. He mentioned to Kotaku, yes, I know, but this was 2009, that multiplayer would always be considered for the Prime series, and specifically mentioned that he thought something that could be done with the Morph Ball in that sector. That sounds like some kind of mini-game to me, the sort that you play once and never touch again, like Prime 2's multiplayer. Frankly, I'd rather they leave multiplayer by the wayside and focus on the single-player experience, unless they get another team to work on it like with Doom 4. Well, maybe not like Doom 4, because that's not exactly an example of a winning multiplayer mode. But you get me, and I'd imagine most Metroid fans would agree. Multiplayer was really only included in Prime 2 in an attempt to compete with Halo, and while I think Metroid beats Halo in a lot of things, multiplayer sure as balls isn't one of them. Halo's multiplayer shaped a generation. Prime 2's multiplayer didn't even shape my couch into the shape of my ass, because I didn't play it for long enough. Anyway, fast forward to 2015. Eurogamer is talking to our boy Tanabe, and he mentions that he'd like to pull the next game's scope back down to a single planet, unlike Corruption, which took place over several. I think that's the right idea, personally. Prime 1 and 2 have such strong identities, specifically because of their settings, planets on the brink of total, permanent collapse, both with a history and a story to tell. Not that Prime 3's planets had nothing going for them, of course, but, I mean, come on. Elysia can be as cool as it wants, but it's no Talon 4, and it sure as hell ain't no Aether. The other thing here is the idea that this, at that point in time hypothetical, Prime 4 would also focus on the timeline of this singular planet. Samus would have the ability to travel across this timeline and change things, specifically referencing Prime 2's world-switching mechanic by name. Let's talk about this one for a bit, since I think that single planet and time-shifting things are the most relevant pieces of information here in this video. The theming for this game's marketing assets so far is very otherworldly, more so than usual, obviously. The bendy, stretchy, impossible shapes presented in the logo, as well as the title Beyond, both imply that Samus will be going places beyond her usual scope. Does this include the time stream? Samus has never gone time traveling before, so it'd certainly fit. The area we see at the very end of the trailer definitely looks like it could be far flung into the past, whereas most of the places we've seen in the Prime series are locations that hold with them a heavy sense of loss, of bygone eras of greatness, now only shadows and memories. The forest area and beyond looks full of life, full of potential. There are no ruins, only a distant structure that seems fully intact. While the possibility certainly exists that this planet simply exists like it is in the present day, Metroid takes place in a galaxy of decline. Of the great civilizations we know of, only the Luminoth have escaped total societal collapse, and only just barely thanks to the efforts of our hero. It's almost sad, really. Metroid's worlds are ones of death and ruin. To see a place as full of life as the one in Prime 4 really makes you believe it could only exist in the past of this universe. Outside of flowery bullshit, though, the birds here are very clearly inspired by pterosaurs, so that could be another point in that theory's favor. There's one final bit here, and it's one that I see a lot of people online somewhat unaware of. Tanabe makes a point in this interview that Dark Samus and Phazon are both done and gone. Neither will be returning going forward, and honestly it'd be lame to bring them back after Samus went out of her way to snuff out the very heart of all Phazon in the galaxy. Dark Samus fans will have to be satisfied with her half-hearted inclusion in Smash Bros, I suppose. I absolutely loved her while she was here, but her time has come and gone. I just hope that Psylux and whoever else shows up can fill the big, gooey, veiny boots Dark Sammy left behind. Only time will tell. Tanabe certainly thinks it's possible, as he said he's very interested in the story that could happen between Psylux and Samus. Alright, well, that's all I got. You could maybe extrapolate some more info based on all the retro hires and job offers over the course of the game's development, but I think that's reaching. Thanks for watching. This has been Torvis, and you've been great. God bless.